Hello.
Welcome to the second day of our webinar series on on-air learning, rediscovering radio for flexible learning. This webinar series is done to consider the use of radio as a means of delivering education to the students' doorsteps, especially those in the areas where internet connectivity is difficult. So the series of webinar is brought to you by the Eastern Visayas Higher Education Institutions Flexible Learning Management System Consortium. Today, your host is Eastern Visayas State University. We will start today's session with an invocation. So we will start our session this morning with the synthesis of the first day, which will be given to us by Ms. May Satchel R. Montaliana, a faculty of the Samar State University College of Education.
To the CHED Commissioner, Commissioner Aldrin Darilag, to the Regional Director, Dr. George M. Colorado, the BIPSU President, also the Interim President of the EVHAI's FLSMC, Dr. Victor Cañezo Jr., to the hosts, SSU President Dr. Marilyn Cardoso and EBSU President Dr. Dominador Aguirre Jr., to the rest of the SUC presidents and key officials, as well as the attendees and participants, good morning. So yesterday was day one of the webinar series entitled On Air Learning Rediscovering Radio for Flexible Learning. It started at 9:30 in the morning. After the prayer and the national anthem, we were greeted with the enchanting voice of Miss Jessa Pacoma, who we would later find out was our moderator for the day. Dr. Marilyn Cardoso, president of the Summer State University and the chairperson of the Technology, Infrastructure, and Support Committee, gave the opening remarks. This signified the week-long event had already officially started. In her talk, President Cardoso emphasized that this online gathering manifests that whatever happens, we will make it through. That even with a threat, we will still commit ourselves to our vocation as educators. She reiterated that since we are educators, it is our mission to ensure that learning continues amidst the disruption. Indeed, teachers have shown resilience and commitment to our jobs and in delivering excellence despite the challenges. Madame Cardoso also talked about the need to collaborate, share knowledge and expertise, and to foster a sense of community. We were also fortunate to have the Honorable CHED Commissioner Aldrin A. Darilag as one of our distinguished guest speakers yesterday. Commissioner Darilag's talk focused on the vision to ensure that the interventions we implement do not widen the achievement gap between those who have access to the internet and those who do not. He also praised the EVHAI's FLSMSC for its programs and initiatives, which he later said showcased Bayanihan in its evolved form. He ended reiterating the need for collaboration and collegial relationships in combating the repercussions of the pandemic to our learners and thus to the country. With the talks of President Cardoso and Commissioner Darilag ending, the webinar was on the way. The Dean of Co-Ed or the College of Education, Dr. Gina U. Espanol, introduced our first resource speaker for the day, and this was Assistant Professor Lester Ordan. Assistant Professor Ordan talked about the changes that everyone has had to adapt to in the wake of this global pandemic. Furthermore, he talked about the changes that the education sector had to go through in our efforts to lessen the negative effects of this crisis. He also touched on educational broadcasting and its relevance. We also found out about the SOA or School on the Air and the challenges that come with using or utilizing radio in education. I apologize, there were some connection problems. So let me continue. So after a brief respite marked by the awarding of the certificates to the resource person, we proceeded to the second session of the day. Assistant Professor Ordan was brought back for this part. The session was about broadcasting and its ethics. He also introduced us to the KBP as an organization and the broadcast code. In addition, he presented some very interesting sample cases and had us splitting our hairs trying to find answers to his ethical moral dilemmas. With great power comes great responsibility. Truly, this rings true from the pages of a comic book up to the context of us as teachers and as learners. What transpired next was a very interactive open session with participants asking very good questions and some making sound suggestions. And after the awarding of the certificate of recognition, the session was adjourned for lunch. The afternoon session started at 2 p.m. This time, Dr. Florabel Patosa, the Dean of the College of Arts and Sciences, introduced the next resource speaker, Assistant Professor Mark Lester Chico. Assistant Professor Chico's talk started with a kumustahan session to get a feel of his audience. He used a tool to reflect the data real time, and it was so much fun looking at the words and the bars in the graph dancing on the screen as more participants answered the poll. Assistant Professor Chico centered his talk on the house of writing radio scripts. He even included the different parts of a radio script, complete with the samples and the labels. He also included some tips and tricks in making the script engaging and conversational to the listeners. In an effort to emulate Assistant Professor Chico's KISS or KISS tip, or keep it simple and short, I will try to wrap up this synthesis soon. So after Assistant Professor Chico's talk was an open session with enthusiastic participants brimming with questions about the new world of broadcasting. Our resource person was up for the challenge and readily answered the queries posted. The awarding of the Certificate of Appreciation to Assistant Professor Chico was done after. At the end of the session, a video that showcased the Audacity software and how to navigate and use it for educational broadcast was shown. This is a very helpful tool to use in preparing to integrate radio to the teaching and learning process. So session 3 and day 1 of the webinar series officially ended at 4:15 p.m. yesterday. That will be all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Montaliana, for the very comprehensive summary of the sessions yesterday. So, very interesting topics on the overview of radio and the role it plays, in the new normal. And of course, the rules and regulations of the kapisanan ng mga broadcasters sa Pilipinas. So this morning, we start with session 4. And the topic will be on broadcast speech and performance, or more specifically on the effective radio instructional delivery. So our resource person will be introduced by our Vice President for Research, Development, and Extension Services, ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Maria Cristina I. Cainti.
Here, SUK officials. I'm sorry, the host muted me and then unmuted me. I will start all over again. The CHED Commissioner, Dr. Aldrin Darilag, CHED Regional Office Director, Dr. George Colorado, SUK Presidents, led by our beloved President, Dr. Dominador O. Aguirre Jr., and the interim president of the consortium, Dr. Victor Canieso, other SUK presidents who are here right now, and SUK officials. The dear participants, good morning. It is my pleasure to introduce a multi-talented resource person such as what we have here with us today. Mark Lester Tugonan del Mundo Chico is a member of the Kapisanan ng mga Broadcaster ng Pilipinas, Gamma Sigma Delta Honor Society of Agriculture, and the Association of Development Communication Educators and Practitioners, Philippines. He is an alumnus of the International Institute for Film, Broadcast, and Arts and the ABS-CBN Script Writing Workshop under the renowned writer Ricky Lee. He serves as juror in the KBP Golden Dove Awards and the Metro Manila Film Festival. In October 2010, he received a special citation for Best Educational Program from the Catholic Mass Media Awards for his brainchild, youth-oriented program, Leader K, which aired over Radio DZLB 116 kHz. In April 2011, the provincial government of Laguna recognized him as the natatanging epektibo at responsableng kabataang Lagunenyo. Mr. Chico is an advocate of critical media literacy and responsible use of social media and juvenile justice and children's welfare. He also advocates participatory leadership and communication for social change. He is an in-demand radio, TV, and online program and events host, creative multimedia, events and concert director, engaging and effective workshop facilitator, trainer, and resource person, and a dynamic performing artist. With these credentials of our resource person, I am sure we will have a very interesting and engaging webinar session this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Assistant Professor Mark Lester Del Mundo Chico.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Kaintik. And now, ladies and gentlemen, resource person, Chico. Sir, please.
Hello there. Good
Morning.
morning, everybody. Yeah, thank you. I was not able to hear what happened, but thank you for that introduction. I thought I'm not going to be introduced anymore, but allow me first to fix some issues because just right before I should get in, my connection is having a problem. I'm not sure if you can hear me clearly. Can you? Hello?
We can hear you now.
Hello? Yeah, you can hear their account so that we can have a more exciting adventure this day. I'm not sure what's happening with the internet connection, but I hope it's loud and clear. If it's loud and clear, can you show me a thumbs up right here in Zoom? Yeah, I don't have video yet. Don't worry. You will see my face later, but in the meantime, allow me first to use my voice. Would that be fine? Okay. So if you can listen to me right now, what I want you to do is open your browser. Do you have a browser with you? It can be a Chrome or a Safari or a Firefox. What do you have with you there? You have? Yeah, ako po yung nagsasalita, Margarita. Chrome, all right. You go to Chrome and you go to kahoot.it. That's KAHOOT.IT.
And I am back, housemates. Can you hear me now? Can you see me? Hello, good morning. Yeah.
Morning, sir. Good
All
morning.
right. Did you miss me? I'm sorry. I don't know what happened, but
We can hear you now and we can see you.
that's amazing. Thank you so much. You know, ganito po talaga ang nangyayari kapag live na live tayo and we're relying again on technology. All right. So just like what I mentioned, I want you to go to kahoot.it because we will be having an exciting game. This is better. Oh, Jacqueline cannot hear the discussion. This is better if you actually use a another device. Like if you have your mobile phone, your smartphone with you connected to the internet, and let's go to kahoot.it and enter this pin. Can you see this? You cannot hear the audio. Everybody cannot hear me. All of you 170 participants, I hope you can hear me. I will see if, yeah, you can hear me. Dudoy. Okay, so there. Please go. Oh, Jovin is here. Ralph, come on, get inside. It's exciting. We're going to play a game. And hopefully, you know, I don't have any prize, but sige, maybe a cell phone load. Would that be fine? So let's see. Wow, this is exciting. I have 15 players. The first 50 who get in. Oh, by the way, I know you guys are also on Facebook and YouTube. Here's the problem. I do not want you to be disappointed because I know there will be delays, right? Because in Zoom, they can hear me real time. They can see the presentation real time. But on Facebook and YouTube, you will have some delays. So we might have a problem with this game. But yeah, this is exciting. I hope you were all listening to me yesterday and that you did not leave me alone. I hope you were able to get something. All right. Yeah, we have 20 seconds delay on social media. Oh my goodness. So that means others, especially in those inside Zoom, have already joined, but maybe you are still going to join, no? Pag sa Facebook and YouTube. All right, we have 50 players. Come on, give me 50 players. All right. Give me one more. All right. Oh, 52, 51. Yeah. We're exceeding it. Come on. Can we reach 100? Yeah, let's see if we can reach 100. So that's kahoot.it. Yes, Jacqueline, you can hear me now. Okay. 55 players. Come on. Yeah, oo nga eh. Ako rin merong connection problems. So again, you go to kahoot.it and enter this pin. That's 461910. Right now, I have 59, 60 players on the platform. And let's see, we are what, 173 here? Well, I have two accounts, so that's 171 of you. So maybe half of it, yeah. If we reach 75, maybe I can stop there. But if you can give me 100, that's better. Let us see. 66 players inside. Going up, come on. Connect to the internet. I'm sorry. I know this is one of the issues. That's why we're going to use. Oh, Anjali left already. That's why we want radio, right? That's why we want to use radio. But yeah, at 75, maybe I'll stop. But if you go up until 80 or yeah, let's see. Okay, I have 73 right there. All right, it stopped at 73. That's fine. Let's start the game. So this is what's going to happen. All right. I will be flashing questions. So you will see that on the screen. That's why you need a separate browser so that you can join the game. All right. So there will be 4 choices. What you need to do is just click on the color that corresponds the answer that you see on the screen. Again, allow me to repeat that. I will be flashing questions on the screen. And then what you need to do is click on the color that corresponds to the correct answer. Okay? And then right after every question, we will see who is leading the game. The participant which will reach the top, who will be our top scorer, I will give, how much load do you need? How much cell phone load do you need to have an unlimited internet connection so that you can join us on Thursday? All right, wow. Good for a month. Grabe naman, Elma. Ako nga, good for today lang eh. 100 daw. All right. Uy, Ariel, walang sa 100? O sige, 100. Will. O, dapat galingan nyo, ha? Okay, let's start. We have 90 players inside. Again, 91. Baka may gusto pang sumali. Sige, itry na natin maka 100. Ha? Sige, reach natin yung 100. Come on, give it up. Rona, Reese, Rialyn, Ronalie, Melody, Beckay. 4 more and I'll stop. 3 more. Come on, join us. This is exciting, I tell you. Sa ngalan po ng kahiyahiyaman, pagpasensya na, 100 pesos load. All right. Okay. Sige, 98, 99, and 1 more. Give me 1 more. Give me 1 more. I have 99. All right. 98. Nawala pa yung isa. Sige na nga, start ko na bago pa maubos. All right, let's start this. Okay, so you will see here. This is a review of writing for radio. Question number 1. Which of the following is not true about radio? The choices are there. You can see it. Choose the answer in your browser. Click on it. All right. Oh, ang konti nang nakasagot. All right, let's see. Ang top scorer natin, ay, what happened? Ang top scorer natin ay si Kent. Oh, so far, si Kent. Oh, si ER, is that ER or Lar and Abby, Don, Bernard, Mary Ann. Oh, galingan pa po ng iba. Galingan ng iba. Okay, next question. Habol kayo. The next question. These are necessary to guide the talents and editor. Which part needs their attention? Right? Ano kaya yun? Ano kaya yung part na yun? Let's see. You have 10 seconds to answer. Click on that color. The correct answer is line numbers. 12 of you got the correct answer. Kent is still on the lead. Nabago yung ranking. Now Gibbs, Lee Rose, Queen, and Jerry. All right. Next. Third question. Radio segments should not exceed. Let's see. You have 4, 3, 31 answers, 40. All right. Oops. The correct answer is 7 minutes. 17 of you got it correctly. Kent is still, oh no, Kent, nawala ka na. Si Gibbs na ang nangunguna. Remember, this is a race to 100 pesos load. All right. Next question. This is the fourth. Which type of words should be avoided in writing for radio? Which type of words? Let's see. Come on. There you go. And time's up. The correct answer is all of the above. Sibilants, homonyms, and tongue twisters, you must avoid them. So all of the above. 27 got it correctly. Let's see the tally. Whoops, Abby is now on the lead. Gibbs, bumaba na. Tapos si Kent, pangatlo. Okay. This is the final. Yes po. Yes, may. All right. This is the final question. Make sure, Abby, that you get this correctly so that you can keep your ranking. But let's see. So the final question is, make it fast, okay? In a radio script, these are written in all caps. So you have 20 seconds to answer. Come on. Yee-hee. And the answer is... Oh, of course. Everything. Phonetic spelling, diba? Remember, it's in all caps. Instructions, no? The biz lines, keywords, the more and the end. All right. So 20 got it correctly. Let's see the podium. Who won the game? Third place, we have Abby. Abby is in third place. Second place, CJ. And number one is Ronely. Wow, Ronely, congratulations. So, Ronely, maybe the organizers can give me your number later and I'll give you your load. Sige, bigyan na rin natin ng load si CJ at si Abby for ranking second and third. Okay, did you enjoy that? Did you enjoy that, guys? How are you? Parang si Bernadette, hindi nag-enjoy. Malungkot si Bernadette. O, nakasubsub sa mesa. Ang sarap ng kain ni Bernadette. Sana lahat tayo nagbe-breakfast. Okay. Alright. Ayan. Tinurn off niya tuloy yung cam niya. Oh, wag niyong gagawin yung kumakain kayo sa cam. Tapos, hindi niyo kami binibigyan, ha? Anyway, isang computer lang, ha? Alright. Enjoy kayo, ha? Gising na kayo? O, sige. Isa pa para mas magising pa kayong lahat. So again, Ronely, congratulations. And to the rest, CJ and Abby, please, pakibigay na lang po kay Arian yung inyong contact number so that I can send the load right away. If you have GCash or PayMaya, pwede rin. O para bala kayo kung gusto nyo load or kung saan nyo gagamitin. Ayun si Ronely, nakita ko siya. Congratulations from UEP. All right, there's another one. I'd like you to go to menti.com. Come on, we have done this tomorrow. We have done this tomorrow. We have done this yesterday. So let's do this again today. Okay, so let's go to menti.com. Okay. Sige. So the code that you will enter is 5674869. You go to menti.com and enter 5674869. Yan. Thank you, Dudoy, for sharing. Menti.com and enter the code 5674869. Okay, let's see. Wala pang tao sa loob. Yan, may isa na. All right. So what you need to write there, bakit superb, are the principles of writing for radio. You can enter up until, uy, anong sinusulat nyo? Kayo talaga, ha? Principles of writing for radio, like review natin ito, kayo, kung ano-ano sinusulat yung tatlo, ha? Ang isusulat ninyo, ano po yung mga natatandaan ninyong itinuro ko kahapon about principles of writing for radio. O KISS, repetition, consistency, o simple. Sige. You can write up until 3 principles, di ba? Meron tayong mga tinuro dyan with examples. Do not use quotes. Yung iba, ha? Dahil nakikita nyo na on screen. Tingnan natin kung ano yung pinaka natatandaan ninyo. So far, mukhang yung repetition. Alright. Maybe repetitive. Avoid unfamiliar words. Yes, repetition is essential. Yeah, source first. Be clear. Use contractions. Okay. 20 pa lang yung nakakapagsagot. Clear, concise. Okay. Gusto ko yung mga naunang nasagot. Pero okay lang yun. Sorry naman kasi hindi ko pa naman binibigay yung instructions. But yeah, so this is about the principles of writing for radio that you have learned yesterday. Hopefully. Ayan, si Raymond sabi niya, provide phonetic spelling of given difficult words. Correct. So, pwede niyong isulat sa chat box yung mga sagot niyo if you cannot go to Menti. So far, I only have 43 there. Keep the sentences short. Will, that's correct. Very good. One idea per sentence. Yes. All right. Carmela, that's correct. All right. So that's 50. That's good. So thank you. At least we know that you still remember that. No, repetition is essential. It should be clear, concise, precise. You provide phonetic spelling. One idea. Sound conversational. Yes, that is correct. Avoid homonyms. Avoid sibilants. Avoid tongue twisters. All right. All right. So you're ready to write your scripts. Let's see the next one. Ito naman para sa araw na ito. Today will be. Oh, ano kaya ang mangyayari ngayong araw na to? Sige nga, patingin nga. Today will be, complete the sentence. Today will be radio. Today will be clear. All right, productive day. May nagsulat on screen. Gusto mo magsulat? Okay lang yan. Go. Marvelous. Wow. Another awesome day. An opportunity for growth. Aba, dapat mag-cherry fur. Charot. Joke lang. Para pala maging no? Para tumangkad. Alright, yun pala yung growth. Alright. A day full of learning, making script. Oh yeah. But please don't try the script while you're listening to us, ha? Mahirap yata yun. Okay. Challenging, productive, amazing. Oh, si Carmela, may source first pa, ha? Masagot pa rin hanggang ngayon si Carmela. Today will be source first. Sabi ni Carmela. Okay. Worthwhile. Amazing, productive, exciting. Give me 50 responses. Yeah, at least. Okay. Exciting as yesterday, hopefully. And please make sure that you will be very participative today because merong recitation, because this is about broadcast speech and performance. So I'd like to listen to your voices today. Okay. Yes, there. So you said today will be productive. It's exciting. It's going to be great, amazing. It's going to be fruitful. So let's do that now. All right. So thank you so much for joining us in this activity. I hope you enjoy that and that you were able to review the things that we learned yesterday. All right. So for now, allow me to share my screen with you so that we can start our lesson. Well, our lesson for today on broadcast speech and performance. Okay. So, on-air learning, rediscovering radio for flexible learning. This is broadcast speech and performance, particularly effective delivery for radio-based instruction. Paano nga ba tayo magiging mahusay na tagapagturo sa radyo? Siyempre, ibang-iba naman yung pagiging news anchors or radio anchors, mga radio reporters, sa pagiging mga radio teachers. So yan ang ating pag-aaralan ngayong araw na ito. Okay. This session aims that at the end of the session, you should be able to, one, discuss the importance of learning skills in broadcast speech and performance for SOA or RBI, and describe the principles of radio broadcast speech and performance, particularly for an SOA program or for a radio-based instruction. Yeah, ready? Loud and clear? Yes, yes. Can I see a thumbs up or? Yes, loud and clear, sabi ni Elma. Very good. So, let's start. Just to review, yesterday we talked about radio as a communication medium. So, alam na natin yan, it lacks visual stimulus. You cannot stop the radio from talking, etc. Audience are mobile and easily bored and distracted. Therefore, the performer, which is you, the teacher, and the host, should be clearly understood. Kailangan malinaw na malinaw. Alright? Malinaw yung pagkaka-deliver, yung pagsasalita, at malinaw yung sinasabi. Okay. Now, there are two things, no? First is the poor voice. Pag sinabi nating poor voice, it actually irritates. I'm not sure if my voice is irritating to you. Maybe because you've been listening to me since yesterday. But there are certain voices that are not pleasing to the ears, right? The poor voice actually invites unnecessary attention, meaning if the speaker has this, let's say, problematic voice, the attention is given to the voice instead of to the content, right? So that's how important the voice is. Also, it obscures meaning, and just like what Marilyn said, no, the voice is definitely. Ay, sorry. Para sa akin pala yun. Maraming salamat, Marilyn. Si Ma Marilyn, all right. Sorry ha, allow me to just call you by your first name para relax lang yung mood natin. So thank you so much for that. It lessens the pleasure of listening. Imagine, when you listen to the radio, you listen to those who are very good. They're very engaging. like boses pa lang ulam na, di ba? Yung parang ang sexy-sexy ng voice sa tenga. So, pag hindi ganon or kapag hindi siya magandang pakinggan, we don't listen to it, right? So we follow the radio host because, number one, because of their voice, and then because of their content. But what's gonna happen if the content is really important but the voice is poor? So that's going to be a problem. The next one is the good voice. Sorry, let's go back to that. The good voice commands respect. If you are a host and a radio teacher of a radio-based instruction, it is very important that you command respect, no, among your listeners. That's very important because you should be listened to because the lesson is coming from you, right? It also helps in holding attention. It's not enough that you get their attention. The more important thing is that you hold, you maintain, you keep their attention. Also, it helps in gaining acceptance of ideas. And in terms of, yeah, of course, Marilyn is the SSU president. It helps in gaining acceptance of ideas, no? Learning, di ba? So, kapag maganda yung boses, parang, alright, napapakinggan ko siya and also mas natututo tayo. So, that's the good voice versus the poor voice. Pero ano ba ang The Voice na nagtapos nung Sunday? Naramdaman nyo ba natapos na yung The Voice Teens nung Sunday? The Voice is the controlled sound. So, nanggagaling yan sa loob ng ating katawan. So, we have our lungs that we need so that we have air inside. And then, when we put it out, yun na po yung speech. Ano yung speech? This is the articulated sound. The articulated sound would need our articulators. So ano po ba yung mga articulators natin? Ang ating mga articulators ay yung nandito sa ating bibig. Di ba? So you have your teeth, you have your lips, you have your tongue, your palate, and your, what else did I forget? Did I forget? Lips, tongues, yeah, teeth. So ito yung nag-shape ng sound. So kapag meron tayong binuong sound from our articulators or through our articulators, yun yung speech na lumalabas. Nauunawaan po ba? So for example, later we will also discuss this. Naaapektuhan ng state ng bibig natin yung lumalabas na speech natin. So mamaya pag-uusapan natin yung ilang mga bagay na yan. Okay. Now, what are the keys to a pleasing voice? Number one is voice quality, no? Yung voice placement. Saan ba nanggagaling ang inyong boses? Yan ba ay galing sa tiyan? Galing ba yan sa chest? Galing ba yan sa throat? Merong ibang boses, sabi nila nanggagaling sa... Saan kaya? Kayo na bahala. Alam nyo na yan. Alright. But the next one is also proper breathing, no? Yung breath control. Kailangan parang kaya mong mag-ipon ng hangin sa loob mo para madali mo itong mailalabas. At marunong ka rin mag-control ng hangin na inilalabas mo. Kasi baka naman sobrang matakaw ka sa hangin, no? Or mahangin ka magsalita, kaya nauubusan ka ng hangin. Posture is also affecting the voice. So, kung ikaw ay medyo nagkukuba-kuba, yung pag-upo mo, laging ipit yung tiyan mo, medyo na maaapektuhan yung boses mo. Or lagi kang nakatingala. So, strained naman yung iyong leeg, di ba? So, or may hika ka, lagi nakataas yung balikat mo. So, may problema yun. So, yung proper posture actually helps you come up with a very good voice. Proper articulation. So again, yung tamang paggamit ng ating mga articulators. Projection. Minsan, kahit hindi naman masyadong kagandahan, sabi nga natin, meron tayong kanya-kanyang construction what a beautiful voice is. Pero pag naipo-project niya yun, parang ang ganda-ganda ng boses, hindi ba? So projection is also very important. And finally, key to a pleasing voice is also delivery, no? Kung paano natin inilalabas yung ating boses, kung paano natin siya dinideliver, no? Kung paano natin pinabanggit ang mga salita, at kung anong emosyon ang isinasama natin sa ating mga sinasabi. Alright? Yeah? Alright. let's talk about the characteristics of a good speaking voice. Okay, so because we want to speak on air, very important ito. At dito ko po kakailanganin ang ating mga volunteers. So sana yung mga participants natin mismo mag-unmute kayo at mag-turn on kayo ng cam para kayo naman ang makita sa screen. So the first one is varied inflections or intonation, di ba? So kapag yung sentences ay nagtatapos sa tuldok, usually ano po yung intonation? You can answer through the chat box. Falling intonation. That's correct. Kapag naman question mark, ang intonation ay syempre, rising. Very good. Okay. So voice can easily change from a falling, rising, or complex intonation and not monotonous. Oh, sige nga. Can someone give me, can someone volunteer please para basahin itong ating example? Sige nga po. Sino po ang pwede? Sige, pa-unmute at saka pa-turn on ng cam.
Anong sagot
Ay,
sa
may
kanyang
manok!
tanong?
Ay, teka, sino po ito?
Anong sagot sa kanyang tanong?
Aba, ang dami. Gusto niyo pong magpakilala? Puro boses na po yung naririnig ko.
Anong
Alright.
sagot sa kanyang tanong? Carmela
Okay.
Yamaga.
Oh, alright. Ang galing, di ba? So, iba-iba. Patingin nga ako kapag, pwede ba yung tanong ay falling intonation? Patingin nga ako or parinig nga ako?
Sagot sa kanyang tanong.
Nakakatakot yung mga boses. Pero ang gaganda ha, ang gagaling. At saka yung manok, parang gustong sumali ng mga manok natin dyan sa Eastern Visayas. Alright. Tama yon, no? At saka tama rin yung sinabi ni Agnes, no? Yung WH and H questions use rising and falling intonation. Rising and falling intonation. Alright. Let's check this example.
Ang una ay dokumentaryong ebidensya. Sa isang pahayag sa media, mahalaga ang mga dokumentaryong ebidensya. Ang mga ito'y mga ebidensyang magpapatunay na maaaring nakasulat o kaya iyong aktwal na makikita gaya ng larawan o video.
Okay, so napansin nyo ba yung delivery ni Teacher Luis? Siya po si Teacher Luis. Actually, siya ay isang assistant professor sa College of Development Communication. So, ito po yung pagre-record namin, yung example or yung sample na SOA that we provided sa DepEd. So, yung video ng summary na panood natin kahapon. So rising and falling intonation, very, very important yan sa pagde-deliver natin. Kailangan hindi monotonous, no? Hindi pwede yung Jacqueline Jose acting sa radyo kasi kailangan merong variation yung intonation. Next, wide range of pitch. So voice is modulated but at the same time can assume a high or low pitch if needed. So ano po ba yung modulated voice? Hindi porke mababa yung boses, modulated na, no? When we say modulated, kailangan ito yung optimum level, no? The potential pitch. Ibig sabihin, kaya mo pang bumaba pa or kaya mo pang tumaas pa. Alright? So, sino kaya dito sa mga participants natin ang kaya na maka-reach ng 3 octave? Alam niyo yung octave, di ba? Sino yung kaya na mag-3 octave? Pwede bang magpa-sample? Ba't parang ang daming nagli-leave? Alright. Oh, Pilita, dahil ikaw ay si Pilita, sige nga, parinig nga ako Pilita. With a liad-liad ba yan, Pilita? Oh.
Sir.
Oh, Pilita, kumusta?
Okay,
Kaya
sir.
mo ba? Sige.
Do, re, mi?
Yeah, do, re, mi ha, 3 octave.
Okay. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, re, mi, fa, sol,
Oh my God! Ang galing! Grabe! Very pilitang-pilita ka talaga, ha? Sayang hindi kita nakikita on cam, pero grabe, ang galing nun. So, ibig sabihin, pilita, o di ba, napapalakpak lahat ng ating mga participants. Ibig sabihin ito, it would be easy for you to find your optimum pitch, no? So, saan kaya yung optimum pitch ni Pilita? Pilita, dahil ikaw na rin naman na nagpasample sa amin at namangha kami sa iyong 3 octaves, mukhang singer talaga.
Yes, sir.
Ano naman yung iyong optimum voice? So, ibig sabihin, ito yung pinakamababa na boses mo, pero kaya mo pang bumaba ng 2 levels at kaya mo pang tumaas ng 2 levels. For sure, kaya mo yan kasi naka 3 octaves ka, di ba? So, this is your modulated voice. Ano kaya yung modulated voice that you are comfortable? Remember ha, yung optimum voice dapat comfortable kayo. Hindi pwedeng parang straight, binabaan mo nga like, ako po si Mark Lester Chico, pero ang sakit-sakit na nung lalamunan ko kapag ganito yung boses ko. So, hahanapin ko yung boses ko na kaya ko pang bumaba, pero kaya ko rin tumaas. So, ito yung optimum voice. The optimum voice is the voice that you can use most comfortably, na kaya mong i-maintain at it still sounds natural, pero mababa at pleasing to the ears. So, Pilita, ikaw, ano ang optimum voice mo?
Oras na naman ang makabuluhan nating pagsasama-sama.
Very good. Taasan mo nga siya.
Oras na naman ang makabuluhan nating pagsasama-sama.
Tas pinakamababa, yung masakit na sa lalamunan na mababa.
Pinakamababa. Oras.
Yung domo.
Oras na naman.
Yan, ganyan.
Oras na naman ang makabuluhan nating pagsasama-sama.
Alright. So, alin dun sa tatlo yung pinaka-comfortable ka?
The first one.
The first one, di ba? So, it's low enough, hindi siya masyadong mataas, pero kaya mo pang bumaba. So, that's your optimum voice. Okay? Naintindihan po ba? Thank you, Pilita. Very good ka.
Yes,
Grabe.
welcome.
Mamaya may song number ha. Nag-prepare ako ng microphone para sa'yo ha. Okay. Sige, Pilita. Next. Pakinggan natin tong sample.
Okay. Record. Quiet on the set. Action.
Magandang araw mga bata mula sa ikapitong baitang. Ako ang inyong guro, Luis Villanueva. Kung noong nakaraan ay tinalakay natin ang mga akdang pampanitikan, ngayon na may pag-uusapan natin ang mga pahayag sa pagbibigay ng mga patunay.
Cut. Let's check first.
Alright, ano ang napansin nyo ron? Ano ang napansin nyo kay Teacher Luis? You can use the chat box for your answers. With action po siya. Oo, no? Tama. Gumagalaw-galaw siya. Hindi siya yung naka-steady lang. Rising and falling of voice or the intonation, correct. Yung pitch, nag-iiba-iba. Natural ang dating ng boses. Alright, so hindi monotonous, hindi ba? So nakikita nyo na may pataas, may pababa. So varied yung kanyang intonation at yung pitch niya, hindi lang siya isang level, no? So may pagtaas, may pagbaba, at sabi ni Wendell, with feelings. Okay. Now, the next characteristic of a good speaking voice is the different degrees of loudness. So iba-iba nakikita nyo, no? The key here really is variation. It's loud enough without shouting, pero it's soft enough to be heard. It's well projected without straining the throat muscles. So, tingnan nga natin, paano mo to sasabihin na soft enough, pero loud enough. O, sino naman ang magpapasample?
Come
Yung manok
here.
talaga gustong jumain. Ay, Don, ikaw ba yan, Don?
Come here.
Okay, isa pa. Isa-isa lang po ha, mahina yung kalaban. O Don, ganito ha, may bibigay ako sa yung situation. So
Sir?
number 1, Don, ikaw ba ay binata, may anak na?
Binata, sir.
Binata. O halimbawa, galit ka sa kapatid mo at sinasabi mo magpunta na siya sa'yo. So, paano mo sasabihin yung linya na yan?
Wait, sir. Come here.
Okay. Paano naman kapag halimbawa ay naglalambing ka sa manok na maingay dyan sa background mo?
Okay. Wait, sir.
Halimbawa, naglalambing ka sa isang babae.
Come here.
Oh. Okay, halimbawa naman, gabing-gabi, malamig, at may gusto kang gawin kasama ang iyong katabi. Katabi mo na, ha?
Come here.
Natatawa si Don. Alright, thank you so much, Don, no? So,
Yes.
may iba't ibang degrees ng lakas ng boses, hindi ba? Si Ana naman natawa, oh. Kala mo naman siya ang tinatawag ni Don, ha? Ana, ha? Okay. Next. So, importante yung kaya mong palakasin yung boses mo, pero kaya mo rin siyang hinaan, tapos kaya mo pang bumulong. Sabi nga ni Raymond, dynamics. Yes, vocal dynamics ang pinag-uusapan. Alright. Next, appropriate pauses. Oh, this is very important also. Appropriate pauses is smooth delivery and without hesitancies. It's not too fast nor too slow. Pauses are appropriately placed for emphasis. So this is quite a long sentence to read. And if you want to volunteer, raise your hand or just unmute yourself and tell me your name and your school. Yung hindi pa po nakakapag-sample. Oh, me, Citadel. Sige, go, Citadel.
Alright.
Hi, Citadel. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
You're from Catbalogan, DepEd.
Yes po, from...
Okay.
Can I start now?
Sure.
Alright. Karaniwang ang mga pahayag na ito'y dinurugtungan na rin ng datos o ebidensya na lalo pang makapagpapatunay sa katotohanan ng inilalahad.
Very good. Okay. Now, ang ganda ng boses. Oo. Oh, ito naman, try mong ibahin yung mga poses. Ilagay mo siya dun sa mga lugar na maaaring makapagpaiba ng meaning or makagulo sa pagkakaunawa nung sentence or nung pangungusap.
Okay. Ano ba? Alright. Karaniwang ang mga pahayag na ito ay dinurugtungan na rin ng datos o ebidensya na lalo pang makapagpapatunay sa katotohanan ng inilalahad.
Alright, so yung ginawa na pangalawa ni Citadel, halos walang pause, di ba? So napaka-importante ng pauses so that we could emphasize things. For example, here we can emphasize datos o ebidensya. Alright? So thank you, Citadel. Let's have another participant. And try to make it sound like datos o ebidensya are very important in this sentence. Sino naman po ang gustong mag-volunteer?
Carmela po, Carmela.
Carmela. Oh, go ahead, Carmela.
Karaniwang ang mga pahayag na ito'y dinurugtungan na rin ang ng datos o ebidensya na
Okay,
lalo
cut.
pang...
Oh, Carmela, ulitin natin yon, ha? Hinga, ayusin, basahin mabuti ang sentence. Ang i-emphasize ay datos o ebidensya. Ready?
Karaniwang ang mga pahayag na ito'y dinurugtungan na rin ng datos o ebidensya na lalo pang makapagpatunay sa katotohanan na inilalahad.
Alright. Medyo hindi ko pa nakikita yung datos o ebidensya because you tend to stop dun sa dinurugtungan na rin, no? So, again, let's cut the sentences this way. Karaniwang ang mga pahayag na ito'y dinurugtungan na rin ng datos o ebidensya na lalo pang makapagpapatunay sa katotohanan ng inilalahad. Alright, so parang ang daming pwedeng i-post nito. So let's try it one more, Carmela.
Karaniwang ang mga
Gumive up ang internet ni Carmela. Hindi ko narinig.
Okay, sadali.
Isa pa. Yan, Carmela, yan.
Okay. Karaniwang ang mga pahayag na ito'y dinurugtungan na rin ng datos o ebidensya na lalo pang makapapagpatunay sa katotohanan ng inilalahad.
Very good. All right. Thank you, Carmela. So, again, pwede nating ilagay yung mga tamang poses sa mga tamang lugar para mahati natin ng maayos yung ating sentences. All right? Para mas mai-relay natin yung information. Kapag medyo mali yung poses, naiiba yung meaning, di ba? Okay. So, again, depende na rin sa script kasi ang sabi nga natin kahapon, dapat keep it short and simple, di ba? So, ito medyo mahabang sentence to. Okay, let's see.
Ano?
Clean slate.
Clean slate. Again, bagal, hinga. And then, tagalan natin yung hinto. Mag-cut tayo every this line.
Okay, sige.
Okay.
Ba't ganun? Ang tingin ko. Ano ang page number? Kapag sinabi kong mabigat ang dala kong mga libro, mas mararamdaman nyo ang bigat kapag sinabi kong may dala akong 10 libro. Lalo pang magiging malinaw sa inyo ang
Cut.
bigat.
Diretso yun. Lalo pang magiging malinaw sa inyo.
Okay. So nakita ninyo kung paanong napaka-metikuloso dapat, no, pagdating sa pagdidirect at pag-edit ng inyong mga radio scripts para mas ma-relay ng tama yung information. All right, let's go to the next one. Now, let's talk about pleasant quality. So, the quality of voice is something that you already have in you, no? But you can try to take advantage of it and correct certain mistakes, but the quality is really important. Like, hoarse ba o whispery yung boses mo? Meaning garalgal o yung mala-ages ba? O di kaya mala Sharon Cuneta, 'di ba? Ano ba yung ano yung magandang kanta ni Sharon? Balutin mo ako ng hiwaga, 'di ba? O pag namemiesta, gusto niyo 'yan, ha? Mga Sharon yan, balutin mo ako ng iuuwi sa bahay. Okay. Nako, ito naman yung isang quality, hindi siya nasal. Ano yung nasal? Yung like parang si Rufa May Quinto, di ba? Ganyan yung nasal. Yung parang, grabe, ang haba, tapos galing sa ilong yung boses. Pero meron namang denasal, which is stuffy sounding. Ito yung kapag may sipon tayo, may sakit tayo, yung barado yung ilong. Ganito yung nararamdaman natin or ganito yung tunog natin kapag, kasi may mga tao talaga ganito yung boses nila, di ba? Alright. Kapag naman screechy, yung medyo matinis, na nasa lalamunan, or masyadong husky, na talagang kala mo, singer na singer, yan. So, yung voice quality is very important. So, tingnan natin kung sino ang pwedeng maging host at basahin itong ating sample line dito sa ating slide. Sino ba ang gusto? Anyone? Yung manok ulit. O yung manok. Wendell. O, ikaw daw, Wendell. Wendell from? O, Citadel. Sige, si Wendell muna. Tapos si Citadel. Tapos si Arnie. O, Wendell, pasok.
Good morning, Eastern Visayas student. I'm your host, Wendell Villas.
Okay, Wendell, lakasan natin ang volume mo. You are too soft. Hindi ko narinig masyado.
Ganyan, sir.
Balikan natin si Wendell mula sa Wendell.
PIT.
Wendell. PIT. Wendell, ang hina. Ba't kaya mahina, Wendell?
Medyo dito, sir. Mahina yung signal talaga, sir.
Okay. Sige, lakasan mo na lang ng konti ang boses mo, Wendell, at sabihin, kunwari ikaw ang host ng ating programang Online Learning, Eastern Visayas.
Good morning, Eastern Visayas student. I'm your host, Wendell Villas.
Okay. So medyo hindi siya mababa, may konting tinis ang boses ni Wendell. All right. Next, si Citadel.
Okay po. Good morning, Eastern Visayas students. I am your host, Citadel Uy.
Ulitin natin Citadel ha. Yung Eastern Visayas students, dapat walang pause. Ulit. Ready? Action.
Good morning, Eastern Visayas students. I am your host, Citadel Uy.
Okay, so may mataas ang pitch ni Citadel. Citadel, can you try it a little lower?
All right. Good morning, Eastern Visayas students. I am your host, Citadel Uy.
Okay. So, napansin niyo no, depende sa energy, minsan nagiging pitchy tayo, pero kapag gusto nating i-modulate, nawawala naman yung energy. So we need to try to have a balance of that. All right? Si Ariel. Thank you, Citadel. Ariel, ikaw ba ang is that Ariel or Arnel?
Arnie.
Arnie. Sorry naman. Sorry. Arnie.
Hello po, good morning.
Morning. Arnie, magpakita. Ayan na pala si Arnie. Alright. Go, Arnie.
Good morning, Eastern Visayas students. I am your host, Arnie Estrada.
Okay. Arnie, inilalapit mo ba ng ganito yung mic mo?
Opo.
Wag mong gawin na ganon para hindi sumabog ang tunog. Let's do it again.
Good morning, Eastern Visayas students. I am your host, Arnie Estrada.
Aba, si Arnie, talagang tinatabunan ng aso, ha? Parang mas gusto ng asong jumoin. Okay, very good. Salamat, Arnie. May isa pang nagtaas ng kamay. Nako, si Ate Daday. Ma'am Daday, sige.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Ka naman sa amin, na-miss kita.
Akala ko mag-start na ako.
Ay, sorry, dito tayo nagchikahan. Alright. Kasi po, alam nyo, magkasama kami niyan sa DevCom ni Ma'am Daday. Go ahead.
Good morning, Eastern Visayas students. I am your host, Daday Gabrilio.
Grabe naman. Para naman, pro na pro ka na kasi talaga. Very good. Ang ganda ng quality talaga ng boses ninyo. Meron bang gustong mag-try? Si Larry, si Kent. Sige, ganito. Pagtatrayin ko kayo dun sa kasunod. Okay lang ba? Sige. So, ipipila ko si Don, tapos si Kent, Brian, na natalo sa ating game kanina, at si Larry. Alright. Ayan. Sige. Okay. Ay, sorry. Sige na nga, mag-try na pala kayo dahil may susunod na pala. Sige, unahin natin si Don at saka si Kent. So, si Don muna. Don, pasok. Haba-habaan mo. Teka lang, Don. Haba-habaan mo, ha? Dugtungan mo ng konting spill yung pagkatapos ng I am your host. Alam niyo yun sa TikTok, di ba? Yung sa TikTok may ganon. Sige nga. Kunwari ay i-introduce mo sa amin ang iyong lesson for the day. After mo bumati ng good morning, dapat i-introduce mo yung lesson for the day in one sentence. Ready? Don Bernard mula sa DepEd Tacloban. Pasok!
Good morning, Eastern Visayas students. I am your host, Don. We'll be discussing for today about pronouns.
Ay, grabe. Ang galing naman. Very malamig ang boses. Thank you, Don. Kent Brian, ikaw, mula sa Samar State University.
Start na po ba?
Yes. Nasa ka. Hindi ka namin makita.
Okay po.
Ayan. Okay. Go, Kent.
Good morning, Eastern Visayas students. I am your host, Ken Torres.
What is your lesson for today? What's your lesson for today?
Kailangan pa. Sige, take two.
Take two.
Opo. Good morning, Eastern Visayas students. I am your host, Kent Brian Torres, and today, we will be discussing nouns and pronouns.
Aba, pare-pareho kayo ng lesson, ha, ni Don, ha? Pwede kayo mag-co-host. Next. Sino pa nga po ba yung nagtaas? Si Larry Raquel, SSU.
Okay na po.
Binata pa yata si Larry. May piyok. Okay, Larry.
Good morning, Eastern Visayas students. I am your host, Larry. Today, we will be discussing about different types of clouds.
Wow, different types of clouds. So thank you, Larry. All right. So far yung mga narinig ko, no, may quality naman yung boses and I think kaya pa natin i-improve yung delivery at yung projection. So mamaya pag-uusapan natin yung mga yan. All right? So for now, allow me first to continue. Let's talk about the factors that affect your speech. No? Ano ba yung nakaka-apekto? Sabi nila, unang-una dyan is the state of physical equipment. Yung katawan natin, di ba? Yung kalusugan natin. Siyempre, kapag may sakit tayo, iba yung boses natin. Merong iba na kapag may sipon sila or kapag medyo they're under the weather, parang mas maganda yung boses. Parang may nagkakaroon ng color. Pero yung iba naman, talagang natural pa lang, ang ganda-ganda na ng boses, di ba? Alam niyo, sa isang radio talent, at least kaya mong gumawa raw ng 3 boses, 3 iba-iba. So mamaya iyan ang itatry natin. Okay? So the health and size of physical equipment for voice production is a factor that affects your speech. Sabi nila, the bigger the person is, the bigger the equipment the person has, and therefore, mas maraming hanging pumapasok, mas maraming hanging nagagamit o nailalabas pagdating ng broadcast speech. The next one is the environment where the speech is learned. So for example, your associations with people in the environment, like who are the people you are talking to? Do you sound formal because you're always in a formal setting, like in the school or wherever, or you're a happy person that you're always in crowds, etc. So it's also a factor. Culture is also a factor. So where you are exposed, no, or where you grew up. For example, may tinatawag tayong cultural accent. And for you in Eastern Visayas, you have that cultural accent. And there's nothing wrong with that. Especially if you are going to have an audience that are within your region, no? So maaaring sabihin ng iba kasi laging nararanasan namin, naku, conscious, why is my video stopped po by the host? Ay, sino po yun? Sorry. Okay. So halimbawa, no? Maraming nagsasabi or maraming conscious pagdating sa mga Bisaya na, ay, pwede bang English na lang kasi hindi ako marunong mag-Tagalog. That's okay. That's fine. Meron naman na iba yung sinasabi nila na, ay, nahiya akong mag-ano kasi Bisaya ako. No, you don't have to be shy about it. That is part of your identity. And especially if you are going to use your own voice, your own accent, etc. in radio-based instruction, the more that you can be effective because you are one with your students. So, definitely okay yon. Ako feeling ko kapag ako yung humarap sa kanila, magkakaroon ako ng problema kasi I cannot speak the language properly, even the accents that are associated with it. All right? So there. Next. Personality. And I will highlight this. This is how important your personality is. This is your individual impairment and emotional attitudes. Like, for example, are you a happy person? Or ikaw ba ay mataray, magagalitin? Or laging nananakot? Ikaw ba ay terror na teacher? O, diba? So, yung personality ninyo ay napaka-importante para magkaroon ng kulay ang inyong radio-based instruction. At the end of the day, it should be something that the students can relate to, no? So, yung personality ninyo ang magtatayo ng inyong programa. So, yung mga host, di ba, parang sinusundan natin sila kasi parang nakaka-relate tayo dun sa personality na meron sila. Ayaw natin ng host na parang nakaka-boring or whatever. So, yun yung isang importante na kailangan natin pagtuunan ng pansin. How do we develop that personality that is useful for a radio-based instruction or can be used to be effective? Next, the use of voice. O, eto na. So, for example, when you force your voice lower or you always shout to convey more force, definitely it affects your speech. No? Nasisira din yung quality ng boses mo. Tapos, irritating or imitating voices kapag lagi kang nanggagaya ng mga boses ng iba't ibang personalities, di ba? So nakaka-apekto yun sa boses or sa speech mo. And also, yung kakulangan ng kaalaman pagdating sa breath control. Alright? So don't worry, I'm gonna share my notes with you. So walang problema dyan. Or you can always go back to this episode if you want. But yeah, I'm gonna share the notes. Don't worry. Okay. So, those are the factors affecting speech. Ulitin lang natin. Meron tayong use of voice, personality, meron din tayong, ano pa? Environment, at saka yung equipment. Okay? Klaro ba? Klaro? Alright. So, now, common speech faults naman ang pag-usapan natin. Ano ba yung mga pagkakamali? So, kung kanina nakita natin yung characteristics, syempre, doon din nakabase or nakaangkla yung mga common speech faults. Alright. So, hindi ko makita, wala akong relo. Sana hindi pa ako overtime. Alright. Ay, sorry, what did I do? 10:05. Alright, sige. So, number 1 is the volume. Okay? Volume. Yung lakas. Ay, sorry. Yung lakas ng inyong boses. Is it, sorry, what's happening? Yeah, is it too loud? Is it too soft? Or, alam niyo yung mga tao na ang boses nila, like, ako nga pala si Mark Lester, yung biglang humihina. 'Di ba? Or yung mga boses na masyadong pabulong, yung talagang parang hindi na nila mai-project masyado yung boses nila kasi lagi na lang parang nasa loob ng simbahan. Halimbawa, kailangan hindi malakas. So, minsan nagkakaproblema tayo ron. Alright? So, dapat again, tamang mix ng volume. Kaya halimbawa, kanina, I'm not sure, baka yung who's the first one who talked kanina, baka lang yung equipment niya mismo yung may problema. So, nagagawan naman siya ng paraan. The next one is the quality. So, alamin nyo nga kung ano yung quality ninyo. Ikaw ba ay husky? Ikaw ba ay mabulong or mahangin bang yung boses? O ikaw ba ay ganito magsalita? O di kaya ay parang parado ang ilong? O kaya yung napakatinis na parang boses ipis? So, or boses mangkukulam, sabi nila. Okay? So, alamin natin yung ating quality ng voice. Because if we know the quality of our voice, we can do better. Ibig sabihin, kaya natin siyang ayusin pa. Pitch. So, kung kanina si Pilita umabot ng 3 octaves, syempre, kung yung pitch mo kumbaga yung range mo, hindi ba yung range mo maliit or konti lang or maliit lang, medyo hahanapin mo talaga yung pinaka, what do you call this, optimum mo na pitch. Alright. So, yung too low modal pitch, yung pitch doesn't drop at the end of the sentence. So, parang sobrang baba na kasi talaga. Yung kapag naman yung sobrang taas, no? So, minsan hindi mo na maitaas pa or nahirapan ka naman na ibaba. 'Di ba? Pero meron ding mga monotone, yung talagang iisa lang yung ano nila. Natutuwa ako sa nangyayari sa'yo. Parang kung ganun yung pitch, parang hindi naman talaga siya natutuwa. Diba? Pag sinabi mo, natutuwa talaga ako sa nangyayari sa'yo. Or pwede namang, natutuwa talaga ako sa nangyayari sa'yo. Mababa, pero may saya. Pero yung natutuwa ako sa nangyayari sa'yo, parang walang feelings, hindi ba? So, sa pag-ibig, mahirap yung ganyan, walang feelings. #hugot. Okay. Pakinggan natin to.
Dapat bumalik.
Yeah. Ready? Pagka-record, cue ko yung kamay.
Pang-anim.
Pang-anim.
Pang-anim, nagpapatunay o katunay. At pang-pito, pinatutunayan ng mga detalye.
Okay, so nakita nyo, no? May pagtaas, pinatutunayan ng mga detalye. Kasi pwede namang pinatutunayan ng mga detalye. So, iisa lang yung pitch. Pero doon, nava-vary niya. No? So, articulation is also a common speech fault. Paano kapag tamad-tamaran ang inyong mga labi? No? So, mouth is not properly opened. Like, for example, yung ganito magsalita. Kasi po, ayoko po talagang ibukas yung bibig ko kasi nagda-diet po ako. So, may problema yon. So, kailangan, di ba, may exercise dyan na ginagawa kami, yung parang, halimbawa, swangit. O, di ba, para ma-stretch lahat ng mga laman ng loob ng iyong bibig. O di kaya yung tangled tongue, no? Or yung maigsi yung dila, o yung mahaba yung dila. So, halimbawa, kapag yung maigsi yung dila, di ba, yung nagkakaproblema sa S, yung parang nangyayari na yung S nila, parang hindi nila nababanggit ng maayos. Kasi maigsi yung dila. So, sobra rin naman kapag masyadong mahaba yung dila mo, di ba? So, nababago rin. Also, yung, halimbawa, may mga inborn naman. I forgot kung ano yung tawag, pero like the front teeth are separated. So, lumalabas yung hangin, no? Nagkakaroon ng extra air. So, we have to try to make sure that with proper projection and delivery, matatanggal naman natin yung mga ganon. All right? So, yeah. Next. Ito, pakinggan natin.
Set. Okay.
Record.
Makatutulong ang mga pahayag upang tayo
Cut. Matutulong ang mga pahayag na ito. Ready,
set, go.
record.
Makatutulong ang mga pahayag na ito upang tayo makapagpatunay. Ang mga pahayag ding ito ay makatutulong upang maging katanggap-tanggap ang ating paliwanag. O kaya naman, maging kapanipaniwala sa mga tagapakinig. Karaniwang ang mga pahayag na ito'y dinurugtungan na rin ng datos o ebidensya na lalo pang makakapagpatunay sa katotohanan ng inilalahad. Gaya sa aking halimbawa kanina, kung ibibigay ko ang bilang ng librong dala ko, mas mauunawaan nyo ang pakiramdam ko habang buhat ko ang mga ito. Kapag sinabi kong mabigat ang dala kong mga libro, mas mararamdaman nyo ang bigat, mas mararamdaman nyo ang bigat.
Okay. So, di ba nagkakabulol-bulol tayo? Minsan parang, depende, no? Pwedeng pagod ka na or talagang yung dila mo nagkakabuhol-buhol na because of the combination of words. So, proper reading, no? And the prior reading also of the script would help you find out kung saan kang mga parte maaaring mabulol para maiayos mo ngayon yung problema bago mo siya i-record. Okay. Pronunciation is also a common speech fault, no? Minsan when you learned your Filipino or your English differently, iba-iba. That's why even your language, no, your language in the Visayas, may iba-iba rin siyang meaning, tama? Pag iba-iba yung pagkaka-pronounce mo. So, kaya alamin natin yung tama na or angkop, no? Not necessarily correct or right, but the appropriate pronunciation of words. So, adopting a pronunciation to sound more genteel or yung parang meek or yeah. So, pwedeng yun yung makaapekto sa ating speech. So, how do we correct the speech faults? Number one, just like what I said kanina, you have to recognize its existence, no? You have to acknowledge that, yeah, oo nga, parang mali nga ako doon sa part na yon. Or yeah, meron ngang naka-open na mic ngayon, naririnig ko yung hangin. So parang ganyan. So, kailangan ma-recognize mo that it exists, no? Para alam mo kung ano yung i-correct. Kasi how can you correct something that you do not know it is wrong? Oh, hugot na naman. All right, number 2. Know where it deviates from the desired. So, you can only correct your speech fault if you know that the desired state or the desired level of this kind of voice or the desired correctness or whatever is this and yours is this. So, makukumpara mo, diba? Discriminate between desired and undesired. And then also, you can correct that when you practice regularly. Makakatulong yung kapag nagre-record ka ng sarili, tapos pakikinggan mo yung sarili mo or iparirinig mo sa iyong colleagues or sa friends mo para makita nila, oh, yung friend, ang galing mo dyan. Oh, that's good. Or friend, parang ito, medyo magulo tong part na to. That's why, in recording, it's very important that you have a director, no? Para alam ng director kung ano yung na-vision, yung na-envision niya doon sa script. Or kung ano yung gusto niyang delivery, di ba? So, yan. Tapos, syempre, yung pretest, just like what I mentioned yesterday, it's very important. And then, finally, you have to apply the change consciously. Dapat alam mo na binabago mo talaga yung maling parte ng iyong voice at ng speech mo para alam mo na naiko-correct mo talaga siya. Okay? Klaro po ba? Are you still there? I can see a lot of people leaving. Maybe they're having problems with connections. All right. So now, at the end of the day, your performance for recording an SOA program will depend on your role. Are you the host or are you a radio teacher? But these are some important questions to ask yourselves. Who is your audience? Who is your audience if you are going to produce a radio lesson? Sino po ba ang inyong audience? May audience pa po ba ako? Ayan. Si Justine, sabi niya, students. That's correct. What kind of learners are they? Anong tipo silang mga mag-aaral? Are they diverse sila? Yes, diverse. So may kanya-kanya silang grupo. Merong ang attention span ay hindi kasing haba ng iba. Merong visual-oriented, no? Mas gusto talaga nila yung may nakikita sila. Pero meron naman ng mga estudyante na, yes, doon sa pakikinig sila, mas natututo. So you have to know their level of understanding. Gen Z ang ating mga estudyante. So what do they like? What do they don't like? Sino ang mga sinusundan nilang artista, mga series na pinapanood nila? How well do you know them? How well do you know your students? If you get the gist of these 4 questions, it's all about them. Your performance as a radio host or a radio teacher should depend on who your audience is. Hindi ito tungkol sa, ito kasi ang gusto ko. Ito kasi yung personality ko. No, you have to connect to your audience. Remember that you are doing this for them and because of them. This is not about you, but it is about them. So it's very important that you, alam mo yung Kia Pengin Barya, KYA, know your audience.
Patunay. Alam nyo, upang mapatunay ang katotohanan sa mga pahayag, kailangang suportado ito ng ebidensya at datos. Uulitin ko, ang mga pahayag ay nagtataglay ng katotohanan kung ito ay may sapat na ebidensya at datos. Kumbaga, may iba pang pahayag na ginagamit upang patunayan ang katotohanan ng isang pahayag.
Okay. So, and this is a summary of the things that, and I think this is my last slide. An effective SOA program host or a radio teacher is number 1, imbibes, no? So the program host or radio teacher imbibes a character according to their personality. So when you go on air, dala-dala mo yung personality na yon, and you have to be consistent. Like, you have to maintain that personality so that the students would always connect with you. Also, you have to speak low and slow. Remember that in radio, again, it's inexorable, it's ephemeral, repetition is essential. So you have to speak low and slow. Hindi pwedeng masyadong mabilis magsalita sa radyo kasi baka hindi naman tayo masundan ng ating mga tagapakinig. Kaya may konting bagal, may konting effort, no, para mas mabagal magsalita sa radyo. Also, yes, Kent? Okay. Differentiate from normal speaking voice. This talks about the vocal variety. So, if you know, like, maybe this is my normal speaking voice, but on radio, like, we do different voices, diba? So you can speak low, hello, good morning. My name is Mark Lester Chico, and you're listening to my program. This is LB, we're Look Loud and Proud. Or pwede rin naman na kung gusto mo, matanda ka. Ay, naku po, Jessica, sabi ko naman dito sa aking mga apo, ay dapat ay siguruhin mo na yung eskwela ay napag-aaralan mo ng maayos. Di ba? Pwede rin yun. Or kung gusto mo, ikaw ay babae rin. So, vocal variety. Gusto ko lang po namang sabihin na nagmahal lang ako pero sinaktan ako. At hindi nila iginalang ang aking pagkatao. O, diba? Napaka-dramatic. So you just have to project accordingly. So definitely when you use your voice on radio, you have to find that personality. Okay? So connect with your students, make sure that you are doing this for them. You have to feel their presence. Yung, alimbawa, when you are recording, like ito, parang ang weird, diba? Nagsasalita ako, kaharap ko yung phone at yung laptop ko at ang maingay na construction sa paligid ko at ang mga sasakyan na dumadaan sa harap ng bahay namin. Pero, kailangan maramdaman nyo sila. Nandyan lang sila. Like kayo, without you, without the sense of having an audience, hindi mo mapoproject ng maayos kasi feeling mo nag-iisa ka lang naman eh. So, isipin mo lagi na there are people behind the camera. There are people listening to you in their homes, even if you're just facing your microphone. All right? So, as a radio host or as a radio teacher, you exert effort to really sound happy, no? To really sound happy and relatable. Kasi hindi naman pwedeng sa radyo, sige na, buksan nyo na yung libro nyo at nang tayo matuto na, hindi ka naman pwedeng magtaray with what's happening now, di ba? Hindi pwede yon. So, kailangan enjoyable yung session. Kailangan maramdaman nila na masaya ka. So, when you are recording, you have to smile, di ba? So that they can connect with you, so that they can relate with you. Okay? So, yan po ang isang effective na radio host at radio teacher, particularly sa radio-based instruction. Okay, so these are the references. And again, let's keep the conversation. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at IamCHKO. Thank you so much. If you have questions, let's discuss them.
Thank you very much, Sir Chico. Very informative and very interesting discussion of the... Sandali na, may feedback. Okay, so ang galing sir, ang galing-galing nyo.
Salamat po.
Very entertaining at the same time, mayroon tayong interactive participation from our audience. Actually, hindi sila audience, participants sila. And ano na yon, training workshop na yon. Hindi lang yung lecture. Okay, sir. So we will now start with the open forum. We request our participants, kung meron kayong mga tanong, you can post your questions sa ating chat box. Ano ba yung tanong na mga...
May isa pong tanong dito, si Christine May Destura.
Okay, sir.
Okay lang po, basahin ko, sagutin ko na rin.
Please.
Ang tanong niya, whose personality should dominate? The teacher's personality or the personality the audience needs? Okay, definitely you have to balance it, no? Kasi hindi naman pwede na, like for example, pardon me I'm not separating the generations, but students would want to connect with teachers that are near their age, no? Pero ikaw, for example, medyo you're far from them, mga anak mo na sila or mga apo mo na sila or whatever. There's still a function, no? Yung personality na meron ka na pwedeng magre-relate pa rin dun sa mga estudyante. Pero meron ka ng personality na iyo talaga, na ikaw talaga yon. What you need to do is to find that right mix. How do I connect with these people? No, hindi naman pwedeng mahihirapan ka ng todo-todo because you will not be very effective if that happens. So what you need to do is strike a balance. No? So kung ito yung personality ko, up to how much will I adjust? So parang ganyan. All right? I hope I was able to answer that question.
Thank you, sir. Some more questions. Sayang naman yung ano natin. Ang galing-galing ng ating speaker.
Salamat po.
Okay. Parang wala na yatang question, sir.
Si Lucel, siguro po yung comment niya, no? Tama yung sinabi po niya, na do not impress, use terms and words that are easy to understand. So that is correct.
Lahat po
baka po
ng congratulations sa'yo.
Oo nga, magtanong po kayo pag-usapan or baka gusto nyong magpa-sample, hindi ba? O i-check natin, gusto nyo mag-voice diagnostics tayo. Tutulungan tayo ni Teacher Daday. Magpa-voice diagnostics. Oy, Arona ha.
May nag-a-ask po ng sample.
Sample. Sino po ang pwedeng magpa-sample? Si Dr. Tulin daw, bago siya mag-message. Dr. Tulin, it's nice to see you again.
Okay. Hi, how are you?
Hello po. Hello.
Good morning, sir.
Hello kina Derek, kina Jed.
Good morning.
Good morning po. Alright. Sino pa dyan ang mga gusto pong magtanong? Mukhang si Ma'am Marilyn gusto. Ma'am Marilyn, gusto mo ba mag-sample? Ang ganda ng boses ni Ma'am Marilyn din eh. Magtanong kayo. Gusto niyo na ba magtanghalian? Kayo talaga ha.
Maaga pa, sir.
Oo nga eh. Gusto niyo mag-exercise tayo? Sige, mag-exercise tayo. Sinong mga gustong mag-volunteer? Alright, magpapakita sa atin kung paano natin magagawa. Oh, by the way, may hindi yata ako nabanggit, no, tungkol sa proper breathing. Alam niyo ba yung proper breathing kung saan siya dapat manggaling? Oh, sige nga, saan ba dapat manggaling daw kapag proper breathing? Ay, teka, sige. Sige, Maribel. Mag-on mic ka, Maribel. At sipagan mo ang pagsasample ng come here. Patingin nga. Maribel, nasan ka na, Maribel? Bakit ako? Ikaw talaga, Maribel, ha? Maribel. Maribel, ikaw magsasample. Pero tama yung sinabi ni Carmela, sa chan daw. No? But more specifically, it should be diaphragmatic breathing. So paano ba yung diaphragmatic breathing? Ang technique daw dyan, para malaman mo kung tama yung ginagawa mong breathing, is mahihiga ka. Kapag nahiga ka at huminga ka, mapapansin ninyo na ang breathing in ay lumalaki yung chan. Kasi ibig sabihin, nag-expand yung diaphragm. So mali yung breathing na tumataas yung balikat, tapos yung dibdib sumisikip. It's not the diaphragmatic breathing. The diaphragmatic breathing should allow your tummy or your stomach to get bigger because that means that the diaphragm is being filled with air. So when you inhale, pansinin niyo yung chan nyo. Kaya si Sarah G, di ba, laging nakahawak sa chan kasi ganun yung gusto niyang para yung hangin pumasok sa diaphragm at bago niya mailabas. Sige nga, i-exercise nga natin. Diaphragmatic breathing tayo. Inhale and exhale lang to, sunod-sunod. Huwag nyo nang hintayin yung exhale ko, baka ma-hold yung breath ninyo, malimutan ko mag-exhale. Alright, ready. Inhale. Exhale. Feel your diaphragm. So breathe out using your mouth. Inhale using your nose. Alright. So kapag may hangin, ang inyong diaphragm mas magiging malamig ang inyong boses. Alright. Vocalization. Wendell, gusto mo bang magpasample? Paano ba mag-vocalize? Kilala niyo si Minia? Si Mia, Mia, kaya nyo bang gawin yan? Sige nga, sinong pwedeng mag-sample? Yung mas may hangin. Mia, Will. Will, ikaw nga, Will. Please turn on your cam and your mic, Will. Si Will na may black hat at nasa restaurant ba yung nasa background mo, Will? Will, ilabas mo ang tapang mo. Magpasample ka ng Mimia. Tama yon, same sa singing, Pilita. Will, andaya mo, Will. Ay, ito, paano, sabi ni Ana Lucel, paano po maiwasan na yung paghinga ay hindi maririnig sa mic? Uy, good point yan, no? Nakikita niyo yung may mga foam sa mic, yung pangsala, it actually helps lessen yung mga paghinga. And even the plosives. Kanina, I think, yung filter, correct, Citadel. So, merong, what do you call this? Merong tayong kinorek kanina, no? Kasi pinuput niya yung mic ng paganito. You don't have to do this. In fact, when you are using a very good earphones, yung nakaganto lang na nakababa is fine. So, you don't really have to put this. Kasi tingnan nyo, kapag nilagay ko dito, I don't know, anong tunog ko, di ba? Parang ang sakit na sa tenga, tapos blasting na, no? Tapos, meron ding tinatawag na plosives, yung P at yung B na mga sounds. Kapag yun ay masyadong malapit sa mic, rinig na rinig yung B, di ba? So, yan. So, kapag yung paghinga, well, okay lang naman na yung simula, maririnig mo, di ba? Pero yung kapag yung ang lalim ng hinga, ang technique doon ay bago ka bumukas ng bibig, nakahinga ka na dapat, no? So, hindi mo ipaparinig na, nga pala, mga kaibigan, mga estudyante, wag naman ganun kalalim, no? Parang buntong hininga na yung pinarinig mo. So, unahin mo yung paghinga bago ka lumapit sa mic. Alright. Overmodulated na. Paano ba yung overmodulated? Yung overmodulated kasi merong mga like, alam niyo naman, kapag mga papogi talaga, ganito ang ginagamit na boses, hindi ba? Kayo ba ay nagsaing na? Aba, alas 10:30 na. Hoy, magsaing na kayo. So pag ganun yung yung modulation, definitely medyo ang hirap ng huminga, no? Masakit na sa dibdib. So yun. Sir, nanonood lang ako ng vlog niya. Vlog ni Will. Ni Mimia. Okay. Si Will kala ko magpapasample O ano pa po ang inyong tanong? At baka mayroon pang gustong magpasample. Si Pilita, gusto nyo ba marinig natin ang boses ni Pilita? O gusto si Ma'am Lydia?
Moderator lang ako.
Moderator daw si Ma'am. Pero Ma'am, grabe, nakakatuwa yung personality ng ating mga moderators at ng ating mga participants, no? O ano pa, ang gusto nyong malaman? Uy, magpasample tayo ng breathing exercise. O baka merong gustong lumaban kay Pilita pagdating sa 3 octaves. Simula sa do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, re, mi. Sino pwede?
Carmela po is raising hand.
Or Carmela. Sige, halika Carmela. Mag-usap tayo, Carmela. Carmela, come here. Come here, Carmela!
Unmute.
Hello?
Unmute, Carmela.
Hello.
Ayan, hi Carmela.
Mama Mia.
Mama Mia. O sige Carmela, go.
Mama Mia, Mama Mia, Mama Mia, Mama Mia. Mama Mia. Mama Mia, Mama Mia. Mama Mia, Mama Mia. Mama Mia, Mama Mia. Mama Mia, Mama Mia.
Okay, tumitinis. Nasa throat na yung boses ni Carmela, no? Carmela, let's try that nang mas may hangin from the diaphragm.
Sige.
Mama Mia, Mama Mia.
Sige. Very nice.
Sige nga.
Mama Mia, Mama Mia.
Nasa throat pa Hinga ka, Carmela. Breathe. Breathe using your diaphragm.
Mama Mia, Mama Mia. Mama Mia, Mama Mia. Mama Mia, Mama Mia.
Wow. Carmela, ha?
Naiyak-iyak ako.
Ha? Naiiyak-iyak ka na. O sige, kahit Mimia talaga dapat, ginawa mong Mama Mia, okay lang po yun. Alright.
Wrong spelling.
It's okay, it's okay. Meron pa po ba na gustong itanong or gustong mag-try? Magpa-critic halimbawa ng delivery? Baka may mga sample na kayong script dyan o basahin ninyo. May head tone si Ma'am, yes. Rumere Jean Velasquez. Hindi ba? Sabi ni Wendell. Is there a chance to have a training workshop for voice characterization? Okay, galing sa YouTube. Pwede naman. Oo, pwede naman. Gusto mo itry na papasukin natin sa Zoom si Amay Catholicos. Meron pa ba kayo? Ano pa bang nakalimutan ko? Baka may nakalimutan akong sabihin sa inyo. Pero yeah, so just to napaka-importante talaga that you always take care of your voice. Ako, I did something wrong this morning because I needed my coffee. So I drank my coffee here. So I have a mug of coffee. But beside that, you always have to drink water, lots of water, not too cold. This is like a big bottle of water, about a liter. So yung iba nga 2.5 or 2 liters. No? So kapag moist yung ating throat, it's easier to speak. So remember that when you record your lessons, kailangan relax ka, kailangan happy ka, because all these things would really affect the way you would sound on air. And also, at the end of the day, very important that you always smile. Kasi mararamdaman niya, nagta-transcend yan, no? Nagta-transcend siya. Sir, pa-differentiate ng regional accent sa neutral. Paano ba? Can you give me a sample, Citadel? Kasi like, it's very difficult, no? If your audience have the same accent with you, like especially in your local, there's no problem with that. Minsan, ako, I'm not, what do you call this? yung kapag, di ba, ginagamit nila yung Bisaya accent just to make it funny in TV shows or whatever, I'm not happy about that. So, because we have to respect that language. And if you think the language that you're using is suited, it's suitable, it's appropriate because your audience are coming from the same region, then that's very fine, no? So, kumbaga understandable yon. I understand also that we have differences in terms of like speaking English, 'di ba? Kasi merong E na nagiging yung nagiging E, the O becomes U or the U becomes O. So we have to be just conscious about it. Do we want to make sure that the English language is delivered rightfully in terms of how the Western would speak it? Then we do that. We have to be very conscious when we use the E and the or we interchange them. Pero kung hindi naman ito malaking kaso sa iyong, especially if you're not teaching language, I think okay lang naman siya. Sabi ni Aryan, am I right to say that in SOA, the recorded instruction is the one preferred more than a live one? Thanks po. Two things. The recorded lesson, the lesson should really be recorded, but it can also be delivered live. Pero kami, dun sa mga SOA na ginawa namin in the past, yung School on the Air lesson namin is always pre-recorded. Tapos ini-insert na lang namin siya sa isang live program with the hosts, no? Nakakatulong kasi yung may live dahil the interaction happens real time, like what we're doing now. Imagine ninyo if I just recorded my lesson and you watch it on YouTube. Will you connect with me? Hindi masyado, di ba? Kaya napaka-importante that the feedback is really happening real time. It also gives the host and the teacher the need to change something if merong hindi na papakinggan, hindi naririnig or whatever, or may mga kailangang linawin. So I would say that the lesson can be pre-recorded, but if you can do it live, do it. Pero at least yung mga hosts sana live sila. But for DepEd, I understand yung kanilang concern kasi parang ang gusto ng DepEd mangyari, i-record na lahat yung lesson tapos i-cascade ito down the line sa regions, no, up to the schools talaga para ma-appropriate nila doon sa kanilang mga kanya-kanyang schools. So, very minimal na yung changes na mangyayari. Is the recording of the lesson should always be done in a studio? With what we have right now, you know, we can record using, in fact, if we have a good phone, like ito, we record using our phone. Hindi naman kailangan na nasa studio. If you want to set up your own studio, meron na ring mga murang-murang mga gadgets na pwedeng magamit. Like for example, I'm not sure, sorry, baka subjective din, no, or relative yung mura. Like merong less than 2,000 a microphone with a mixer, small mixer, tapos meron siyang filter, etc. na ginagamit ng mga vloggers. Meron din yon. Ako, for example, naku, magmumukha namang pamay na lang po, meron akong Bluetooth speaker, no, and the microphone that I use when I practice my voice, when I sing. Also, meron akong mic, meron akong Bluetooth speaker dito sa tabi if I need to listen to you or listen to the webcasts or whatever. So, yon. Pero, as much as possible, nasa studio ka talaga para yung technician makokontrol yung sound, matitimpla ng maayos. Kasi alam nyo, meron niyang ito yung sinasabi ko sa inyo. If your voice is kind of, if it has a problem in terms of quality or volume, etc., if you are in the studio, maggagawa ng paraan yan through the mixer, no? So meron dyang low, high, and mid. Kinokontrol namin yan para matimpla yung boses. Ted Filon, for example, he's very particular dun sa boses niya kasi minsan pagod na yung boses niya pero maririnig mo parang ang sexy-sexy pa rin ni Ted Filon on air. Nasa pagmimix na po yun nung boses, no? So, there. Sabi nga ni Citadel, dapat may sound card. Yes. Oh, with sound card yung microphone na nabibili. That's correct. And yes, tama si Carmela, maganda talaga kapag live show. But if it will not permit us, no, to do a live show, then we can do recording. You record as live. Ay, nagulat ako. Nakita ko bigla yung sarili ko on cam. So you record as live. So there. Oh, baka may tanong pa. Gutom na kayo?
Okay. So, parang wala na akong nakikita dito, sir, na tanong, no?
Comment na lang po ni Rona.
Yeah.
Mas maganda po pag nasa studio para control po yung recording. Sound waves may largely affect the quality of recording. Yes. Tama rin naman yun, no? Kasi for example, dito sa amin, the best time to record is madaling araw because may construction sa tabi, merong dogs, may, lalo na kayo, yung mga may manok sa paligid or aso, di ba? Ang hirap naman mag-record ng ganun. So yeah, hopefully may studio. Sa lahat ba po ng schools na kasama sa consortium, do you have your studio? Ako, I have been in VSU and they have a radio studio there and I think they're airing. So, nakakamiss yung record sa studio. No? Yan, sa VSU meron sila. So, you're very lucky. Kaya lang, kailangan i-disinfect. If possible, you have to bring your own filter. Diba? Para yung droplets dun sa foam, matanggal. O yan, audiovisual room. Yan, meron din ng SSU. Very good. In Catbalogan, you have. Alam mo, the last time I went there was during pa ng National Greening Program. Tapos pinakain kami ng maraming seafoods. Ay, yan ang namimiss ko sa Samar. Tapos sa VSU, grabe, may sarili silang beach. Sir Edgardo Tulin, grabe, gusto ko mapuntahan yan. Yung mga kwarto na nila ron, pag lumabas ka, beach na. Oh, come on, grabe. I want to go back, Citadel. Hopefully, makabalik ako. All right. So yan, we will do live stream of our GE courses, yung mga COM 11, SOCSI 13, and PREP 11. Okay. So good, kapag meron kayong studio, gamitin nyo po yun. Mas maigi, lalo na if you can go to your, to your studio nang walang hassle, no? Kasi kami dito, very limited talaga yung movement because of the quarantine, ano? So you can also install improvised radio studio. Tama naman yan. Basta ang importante po dito, makontrol nyo yung environment. Mas tahimik, walang sobrang ingay, di ba? Walang noise, ika nga. All right.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sir Mark, for the very informative discussion. So at this point, we would like to thank you once again for answering all the queries and the questions from our participants. And we would like to request our president of the Visayas State University and the co-chair of the Training and Capacity Building of the ABHEI's Flexible Learning Management System Consortium, Dr. Edgardo Tulin, to give the certificate of recognition. Sir, please.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Thank you,
sir.
Mark Lester, for that very interesting talk. No? Good morning, presidents and colleagues of the ABHSI Consortium. So the Eastern Visayas Higher Education Institutions Flexible Learning Management System Consortium presents the Certificate of Appreciation to Assistant Professor Mark Lester M. Chico for his invaluable insights, expertise, and service rendered as resource speaker on the topic Broadcast Speech and Performance, Effective Radio Instructional Delivery during the webinar series on on-air learning, Rediscovering Radio for Flexible Learning on August 18, 2020. So given this 18th day of August 2020, signed Dr. Dominador O. Aguirre, co-chair of the Technology, Infrastructure and Support, Dr. Marilyn D. Cardoso, chair of the Technology, Infrastructure and Support Committee, Dr. Victor C. Cañeso Jr., the interim chair of the consortium, and Dr. Aldrin A. Darilag, Head Commissioner. Thank you so much, Mark Lester. This is the certificate here.
Thank you, sir. Maraming pong salamat, Dr. Tulin.
Welcome again to BSU. If you have chance when this pandemic will subside, you're very welcome here.
Yay! Thank you, sir. Soon, babalik ako dyan. Pangako ni Derek at pangako nyo.
Thank you so much, Sir Tulin.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Sir Mark, Lester, Chico, for the very informative discussion this morning. Maraming salamat po once again. So we shall take a very short break for the important tutorial presentation, the Audacity basics na we will play it, no? Technical, please.
Magandang umaga, magandang tanghali at magandang hapon at magandang gabi sa ating mga tagapakinig at mga tagapanood. Today mag-aaral tayo kung paano gumamit ng Audacity. Ito yung pinaka-latest na version nila ng Audacity at available ito sa kanilang website. Yung link papunta dun sa website kung saan nyo pwedeng ma-download itong software na ito ay nasa description ng video na ito or nasa comments. Pero ilalagay ko na rin siya dito sa screen ngayon. So, bago tayo magsimula, tingnan muna natin yung interface or yung mismong window ng Audacity, ano? Kita natin na parang daming kailangan pindutin, pero sa totoo lang, ang kailangan nyo lang pindutin ay yung nandito sa part na ito ng screen. Ito yung ating mga tools o ito yung ating mga gagamitin para i-manipulate itong software na ito. Una, ito yung ating selection tool. Ayan, kita nyo? Selection tool. Ito yung gagamitin natin para mag-select. Ito naman yung time shift tool. It lets us move itong mga tracks na nandito. Ano yung other tools? Mamaya pag-uusapan natin yan. Sa tabi naman yan, dito sa kaliwa, makikita nyo ang inyong recording controls. Ito yung record button. Tapos naman itong iba, parang sa radyo lang. Madalas din nyo ito makikita sa mga music player ng inyong mga cellphone. Ito yung play button. Ito yung stop button. At ito naman yung pause button. Tapos ito yung start of recording at ito naman yung end of recording pero bihira nyo gagamitin yan. So sa dami ng mga buttons na ito, ang kailangan nyo lang talaga ay itong 6 na ito. Record, pause, stop, play, selection tool, at time shift tool. Magagamit din yung iba pero hindi ganun kadalas. Ngayong alam na natin yung tools, set up na natin yung mic natin para pwede na tayong mag-record. Dito natin yan gagawin sa ibaba ng pause button. Pag hindi natin nakikita yung mic natin, ibig sabihin na hindi pa tayo makakapag-record. So piliin lang natin yung mic natin dito at dito. Siguraduhin nyo ring sakto ang volume ng mic ninyo. Dito nyo checkin yan sa upper right corner ng window ng Audacity. Okay na, nakasetup na tayo. Pwede na tayong mag-record. Tulad ng nasabi natin kanina, itong 6 na buttons lang na ito ang kailangan natin para makapag-record. Pangunahin dyan na yung itong record button. Try natin pindutin at mag-record ng isang sentence. Pagkatapos kong magsalita ay may maririnig kayong bell. Okay, kinlik natin yung stop button para tumigil. Play nga natin. Select tool at dito sa simula. Pagkatapos kong magsalita ay may maririnig kayong bell. Ayun, naka-record na tayo. Counting tips lang sa pagre-record. Make sure na meron kayong mga 1 to 2 seconds na katahimikan bago kayo magsalita. Mamaya malalaman nyo rin kung bakit nyo kailangan yan. Ngayon malalaman na natin kung bakit natin kailangan ng konting katahimikan sa simula ng ating recording. Ito ay para sa noise reduction o sa pagtanggal ng ingay sa ating recording. Madali lang to. Una, gamit ng selection tool, i-highlight ninyo yung silence na part ng inyong voice recording. Drag nyo lang. Tapos, i-click nyo yung effect button dito sa itaas. Effect. Tapos, i-click nyo yung noise reduction. Noise reduction. Tapos, get noise profile yung sunod nyong i-click. Ngayon naman, i-highlight nyo ang inyong buong recording mula simula hanggang katapusan. So yan, i-click and drag natin yung buong yan. Tapos, balik tayo dun sa effect, noise reduction. Tapos, saka natin ngayon i-click yung OK. Yan. Yun lang. Mawawala na ang background noise ng inyong recording after nyo sundan yung mga steps na yon. Pero para sa ating mga tagapanood, hindi ibig sabihin nito na merong magic na laging tatahimik yung ating mga recording ha. Ang kaya lamang nitong tanggalin ay yung mga constant na noise. Siyempre, maganda pa rin na sa tahimik na lugar tayo mag-record. Ngayon naman ay pag-aaralan natin kung paano maglagay ng mga sound effects. Pakinggan nga natin yung recording natin kanina. Pagkatapos kong magsalita ay may maririnig kayong bell. Oh, pero nasan yung bell? Eto, ilalagay na natin yung bell. Kita nyo yon? Kinlik and drag ko lang yung file na kailangan ko papunta dito sa Audacity. Kung meron kayong mga sound effect na na-record or nakuha sa ibang source, pwede nyo ito i-drag dito sa Audacity. Pag nalagay na natin yan dyan, gamitin nyo lang yung time shift tool. Ulit, nandito yung time shift tool. At i-drag nyo yung sound effect ninyo para sumakto yung timing. Pakinggan nga natin ulit. Select tool, dito sa simula, tapos tayo mag-play. Pagkatapos kong magsalita ay may maririnig kayong bell. Ayun na! May sound effect na tayo. Paano naman pag gusto nyo ng music sa simula ng inyong broadcast, tapos unti-unting mawawala ito bago magsalita yung speaker? Madali lang yan. Tulad nung ginawa natin sa bell, i-drag nyo lang ulit dito yung music. Ayan. Dahil mukhang medyo mahaba yung music, kailangan natin siya i-cut. So, i-click nyo lang kung saang part nyo siya gustong putulin gamit nitong selection tool. Yan. Siguro mga dito. Yan. Diyan natin siya gustong putulin. Tapos, click nyo tong edit. Dito sa itaas. Edit. Tapos, clip boundaries. Tapos, split. Yan. Ngayon, pwede na natin i-delete yung part na hindi natin kailangan. Gamit itong time shift tool, usad lang natin siya ng konti para humiwalay. Balik tayo dun sa selection tool. Highlight natin itong lahat ng ito. Tapos, punta tayo dito sa edit. Tapos, pindutin natin itong delete. Yan. Pagbalik natin dun, ayan na. Nakat na siya. Sunod nating mga gamit na tool dito ay itong zoom tool. Click natin yung zoom tool ng paulit-ulit hanggang sa lumaki yung view natin sa ating window. Mas madali kasi mag-edit pagka mas kita mo. Ngayon, pakinggan natin. Pagkatapos kong magsalita ay may maririnig kayong bell. Parang hindi ganun kaganda, no? Siguro mas maganda kung iusod natin ng konti pakanan yung ating bell at yung ating voice recording. So iusod natin siya unti-unti para maayos yung timing. Tapos magagamit na natin ngayon yung ating envelope tool. Kasi gusto natin itong ating music unti-unting nawawala bago magsalita yung ating recording. So gagamitin natin yung ating envelope tool. Click natin yan. Click natin yung kung saan nagtatapos yung ating music. Tapos kiklik natin kung saan natin gusto magsimula mag-fade yung ating music. Tapos saan natin siya ida-drag up or ida-drag down. Ida-drag din natin siya left to right para makontrol natin kung gaano kabilis mag-fade yung ating music. At ayan, pakinggan nga natin. Pagkatapos kong magsalita ay may maririnig kayong bell. Ayan. May fading effect na yung music natin. Ngayon, dahil tapos na tayo sa paggawa ng ating file, pwede na natin ito i-save as one file. Ganito natin yan gagawin. Dito sa itaas, i-click lamang ang file. Export. Tapos, export as MP3. Tatanungin niya tayo kung saan natin gusto mag-save. Ako, sinisave ko yan lagi sa ating music folder. Tapos, papangalanan natin ng tama yung file natin. Sa ngayon, papangalanan ko muna siyang test. Test.mp3. Tapos, i-click natin yung save. Meron lalabas na ganitong warning. Huwag kayong matakot. Click nyo lang, okay. Tapos, click nyo lang, okay ulit. Ngayon, narito na tayo sa ating folder. Pakinggan nga natin yung ginawa natin. Pagkatapos kong magsalita ay may maririnig kayong bell. Ayan. Dito na nagtatapos ang basic lessons natin sa Audacity. Kung meron kayong mga katanungan, ilagay lamang sa comments ng video na ito. Maraming salamat!
Okay, thank you so much. Hindi ko nakikita yung sarili ko. Technical. Okay, thank you. Yun na, balik. Okay, thank you so much for that. We would like our participant to check the screen for your attendance link. Nasaan na yung ating attendance link? So, wala pa. Okay. So, okay, that's the link, no? So please take note of the link so you can register there for your attendance this morning. So likewise, would like to remind everyone for the activities for tomorrow. We have the workshop the whole day, and then on the last day of this seminar, we have actually for day 4 the roadshow flow, and the presentations will be done by the different SOOCs. In the morning, we have the Samar and Biliran SOOCs. For ESSU, we have Agriculture and WSSU, Information Technology, UEP, Nursing, BIPSU, Management, HRM, then SSU, we have Fishery and Marine Science. And in the afternoon of Thursday, we have the latest SOOCs. For EBSU, our academic area is accountancy. Then for Leyte Normal University, we have teacher education, SLSU, engineering, PIT, maritime, and BSU, development communication. So yun po yung presentations that will be done on Thursday, the 4th day of our webinar series. So with that, our session this morning will end, and please we will have to share with you the activities this afternoon. We still have 2 speakers this afternoon, and the topics are also very interesting. So please register at 1:30 so we can start our webinar this afternoon at exactly 1:45. So thank you very much. Let's enjoy our lunch break. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Okay. May pahabol lang, no? We have a presentation, a video play from the Samar State University. Please. This is a video play. Ito po yung ito po yung ating resource persons this afternoon, please. Teaser natin this afternoon. SSU.
Hello ma'am, presented na
Yes.
po yung video kanina po. Yun na po yung video kanina.
Ito. Okay. So, sige. So, if this is the video, akala natin na Okay, sige. So, we'll have our lunch break. We'll be back this afternoon. Please log in at 1:30 so we can start at exactly 1:45. So, thank you very much. Good morning. Happy lunch break. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Distancing kita, pambayak kita 20. Makuha kita, madudol kita, madudol. Thank you, sir. Ada pahinga.
Thank you so much, Sir Mark. Bye po.
You're welcome po. Salamat din po. Ingat po kayong lahat.
Bye-bye.
Mark. Mark. Thank you, SSU. Sige na, pakita kita camera. Sige na. Pakita kita camera. Naka-face mask, face mask.